Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? I'm good, Alexander. I'm good. Oh, just in case we get up over 68.24 half. Yeah, it's pretty crazy, Moran. Off we go again. So overnight inventory was short, and everybody shorted the crap out of it. uh, everybody went nuts on the shorting. And we have now successfully pushed price into a new all-time high. And if we open up here, we'll open up on a gap. Oh. Hey, Christian, how are you? All right, what's up? Hey, Jerry. Jerry, just today, take it easy and do some watching, okay? Just chill out and reset yourself. You'll be all right. Take it easy. So much for the downside on this thing. Overnight low is 74. It's not tied to the chart, Dan, as yet. I'm just beta testing it right now, this AI coach, and it's going to be significant, and it'll give people, like, even my mentoring, right, is good, but this will help on top of that. That's when I can't be there. The only thing that's missing from the AI coach is a ruler that comes out and hits you in the head when you do something stupid. That's the next reiteration. Right? The next AI coach will it'll come with like a little band that you put around your wrist, and every time you do something stupid, you'll get an electric shock. That'll be on the next update. Little negative reinforcement, trade desk style. Right? Oh, I think we could do it wirelessly now. I think Rasto, we could now. The technology exists that we could deliver an electric shock wirelessly. Uh, okay, I guess we have to get serious and actually get to work, don't we? All right. So what's going to happen now, if the order flow supports this? What's going to happen is that we are going to take this cheap crap that we bought here. We got rid of it, some of it here, but that attracted buyers. Let's see if we could take this and go sideways, which will make a nice choppy, horrible open. Right? Inventory's still short. Right? Inventory's still short because we haven't moved 70% of that inventory up yet. Hey, Colin, how are you? Good thing is the shorts never run out of shorting material. So now we are above yesterday's high. We're above the old all-time high. When was the last? Oh, the all-time high was made in RTH. Okay, cool, cool. All right, alrighty. Now, how do you trade this? Well, number one is we got single prints. We have an obvious short position here, right there. Okay. Right. And we're just getting extension. The overnight point of control is only 3,400 contracts down here. So I imagine if we're going to start getting some size buy-ins up here. You know, you can sit and watch, and you'll see people getting bought in. Yeah. Let's see. Now I've got a level at 60, 68.04 and 3/4. Never been traded at, so I have no idea if it's going to work or not. We're going to get some distribution here between 6,800 and 6,802. See if we can move off some inventory. I might need to drink some more coffee for this one. Oh boy. Fun and games. Never a dull moment in this business, that's one thing. That's one thing for sure. Never a dull moment. Yep. You'll see the volume start building out here. And the reason for that is short covering. Trap shorts make the best buyers, right? Because they're desperate, right? Trap shorts make the best buyers. One is because they're desperate, and number two is because they never puke it back out. You guys ever think about that? That's why a market will put in all-time highs. There'll be a ton of volume traded. We'll go down and come back to that level and just slice through that level again. And you'll be like, shouldn't there be some overhanging inventory there? But if it's all short covering, guess what? There's no overhang, right? Especially when you hit new all-time highs every second or third day. You induce a lot of short covering, which is great for wholesale longs, right? Hey, Zazu, how you doing? Good to have you back, brother. So now, if you're watching this from a purely market profile perspective, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking at this line right here at 99 and 3/4, where we took the W high. Look and see if there's responsive buying. And we'll look to see if we can take this point of control, because we had 17 minutes, and we don't need to print a lot, just a couple of thousand contracts. And if we could move this up here, that would be cool, right? So that shows you, right? If you take a look at this, it's really simple. Here's the accumulated inventory, and here's the inventory being sold. The difference is profit. Remember, in business, you want to make a profit. And you're using the shorts trapped here to hold the market price higher. Now let's see if we get back inside yesterday's raid. See, we're already underneath that. So the short sellers, when they see sellers, they'll drop their buy orders, right? And it'll go back and forth over this level. Watch. You could use... So we know we've got a seller up here. So if you were doing a look above and fail of 6,800 and you're selling short here, right? Because you think it's going to weaken and drop, right? So you want to take advantage of that, and you're selling, say you're selling 99, 98 and 3/4, right? You know you're going to get some bids around 97 and a half, 97 and 3/4. So put a lookout bid at 97 and 3/4 if you're short. But that's your first lookout bid. If that 97 and 3/4 bid cannot get filled, there's no supply, right? So I shorted 99. I've got a 97 and 3/4 bid, right? It's trading at 97 and 3/4. Can I get a fill? Oh, I got a fill at 97 and 3/4. Cover the rest at 95 and a half, right? One at 95 and a half. Got a bid at 97 and a quarter, no fill. So I'll just grab the offer and flatten the trade. Now I'm on with you guys and I'm poking around. I might hold that trade a little longer if it can't take out 6,800, right? So we're dropping into this box of buying. See? We didn't have enough buying up here. We couldn't buy enough people in to sustain that move. So if you were still short, like if I hadn't covered those three, if I still had like another couple of contracts, I'd go 96 3/4, 96 half, right? And I'd put my buy orders in So the market's telling me, hey, I'm short at 99, right? I'm short at 99, 98 and three quarters. Can I get a fill at 96 and a half? Right? Because right now it's not printing 6 half, it's printing 6 three quarter. It could get back to VWAP. Right? Yeah, if we fill the signals, definitely. So when I was short here, my stop was just right here. That's why I like to look above and fail. Because then you know sellers have initiated. Right? There's no sense shorting a market if you haven't found a seller. Right? Of course it's much less dramatic. People who love drama, they get short here, they add here, they scream bloody murder here, and then they get stopped out here. Right? And this is how they blow up an account. Right? And they would much rather do that than make 2 points. Right? So you have to wonder, when you're in business, would you rather blow up an account because it's exciting, or would you rather make a couple of $100? If you have to think about the answer, you should not be trading. Right? If you have to think about the answer, you definitely have no business doing this for a living. Right? Because there are so many things that you could do for adrenaline that will cost you less money. Right? When you say it out loud, it sounds obvious, right? When you say it out loud, it sounds obvious, but that's how people think. See, there you go, Howard. uh, so people just like the rush. And that's why they invented motorcycles and bungee jumping, skydiving, right? It's a lot cheaper. I don't know how much skydiving is. Don't it give you a rush? Yeah, that's called it's spiking your insulin rush. Yeah, buy a boat. At least you'll have some fun, right, Mike? If you buy a boat. How do I draw these zones? Mahesh, they are derived off cost basis. If you come into our room and if you look on my YouTube zone, YouTube, there are tons of videos on how I draw it. And what I do is I look for two-sided trade, and then, hey, Anne Marie, how you doing? Good to have you with us. See, like a balance zone, that's like a cost basis, and then you double it and double it again. Get friends that have a boat, yeah. No, if you want to blow money, get a boat. I don't know. There's not a lot of strong bids at 98, so I think we might come back down here and test the close. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Yeah, Dave. Transporting wildlife. I don't know. I mean, not wildlife, but like livestock. That's crazy, man. Oh, that must have been something. Let's see if we can fill in. See, the short sellers are now, they're seeing sellers, right? The short sellers are seeing supply. And when they see supply, they'll drop their buy orders. Do we have any news today? Is the government still gone fishing? Has government still got the gone fishing sign out? We haven't fixed that, have we? I haven't read the news this morning. 4K gold. Ooh, we need to do a gold deal. Just got to find a piece of moose pasture somewhere. Go start selling gold stock. Auditioning for their next positions. Oh, I wonder what a Fed president makes in the after. Like you get on the board of directors of two or three decent companies, Anne Marie. That's 300 grand a pop, 400 grand a pop. Isn't that what they pay? The highfalutin and then stock options, easy, right? It's not a bad gig. I knew this guy in Vancouver. That's all he used to do, because he would go and he'd be on the board of like 20 Vancouver mining deals, and just glad hand his way into these deals. And they didn't pay a lot. I mean, not they would pay like 5 grand a month, but still, if you got 5 grand a month coming in from like 10 different companies, it adds up. And he did nothing for it. So, you know, the IRS is still working. Oh, big surprise, eh? I won't say anything bad about them. They're probably listening. Remember when the guys at the SEC were day trading? Do you guys, anyone remember that? How to draw key levels besides zones? That's all you need, Mahesh. Um, just look back. If you just Mahesh, if you just go to the VWAP Trader YouTube site, you might have to scroll in there. I don't know if there's a way to search, but it's in there. So what you basically do is you look for two-sided trade. That's all you got to do. Like here, right? And then double it to the upside, double it to the downside. You see, what they don't tell you, Mahesh, is this business is all about cost basis. He or she who has the lowest cost basis has already won. Now, every trader on this stream should know what a cost basis is, right? A cost basis is how much did you pay for the goods that you're trying to sell. So the lower the cost basis, the more profit you're going to make. That's why we have these zones. So when we're up here, we're like, oh man, this thing's already at 4 times. My cost basis is here. This is 2 times profit. This is 4 times profit. So should I really be buying something at the 4 times of its profit zone, or should I be looking for a little short there? Right? I want to buy when it leaves this zone and goes to that one, when it leaves this zone and goes up. Right? And I don't want to short this. I want to short when it runs out of steam and comes back down, and the sellers show you that there's a sell. Right? You don't have to be first. Right? This is not Talladega Nights, where if you ain't first, you're last. This is not stock car racing with Ricky Bobby. You don't have to be the first one in. Do I ever hold until 2 times cost basis? Yeah, if I'm concentrating, Rosemark. But here's the thing. Now, I am not against holding trades longer. But I am and have always been a seller. So you come to me, Rosemark, and if you say I need to buy some, JJ, I will sell it to you. Right? I will never say no to a buyer. Because I know the lifeblood of business is to turn your inventory into cash. And I also know, having done 200 to 300 trades a day from 1996 till around 2012, right? I know that there's always going to be another trade, right? So all I care about is making a little bit of money every day, and more importantly, keeping it. So if I make, let's see, what did I do this morning? On the mini, I made 8 points on the mini, right? And it was a couple of $100. If I could just do that a couple of times a day, right? Make $400, $800 a day, it adds up. And if I can do that doing 2 to 3 point trades with 5 to 10 contracts, then I don't have to be sitting there. I can go do other business, right? I can make enough money to pay my rent, to pay my bills, right? Without taking any stupid risk. Now, I am not against you holding trades longer. I think it's a great thing to do. If you can hold a trade for 20 or 30 points, but you've got to have the skill to do it. And you have to have parameters for doing so. We're working on that where Steve's got a great way to do it using the 9 EMA. I have a way to do it using balance zones and these levels, right? I also love making a little bit of money in the pre-market before the RTH. Because what I used to have a huge problem. Here, we're going to open here. Ah, point of control moved up. Good distribution. No gap. Let's see what happens here. I used to get very anxious before the open when I was trading retail. And a lot of times I had trouble trading the open. It's not easy. Let's see if we can get up to 96. If we can't get back over 96 and a half, you can go short here, right? I think we'll take out that stop. Just if we don't, I'm going to wait for the next candle to open and give me a little bit more info. 96 half. Quarter control moves up to the open. Let's see if that seller at the previous day high is there. If they're still there, we're golden if you're short. If they're not, if we get accepted over 98.5, be careful. Watch your whiskers. Here we go. Right? Now use the open as the next reference down. If we can stay under it, you're okay. If we get back above it, be careful. That's how you see. Look. See? Boom. Now you're in trouble if you're short. Right? But you could see the telltale sign. You might have to cover a little bit and cut your position if it got over the open. Right? Let's see if they. If we lose the seller here, folks, right? If we lose this seller here, like we're losing it, you're looking for 6,800. Steve uses the 9 EMA, and there is a video on it that he published. I really like making a little bit of money before RTH. It takes the pressure off, right? If you can, I highly suggest trying to trade Globex. It's a little slower. Sometimes it's a lot slower, but it's a little slower, and you can make a little, and just try not to lose it. Then then you've already, if you've made a little bit of money for that day, that's not house money. There's no such thing as house money. I don't know where people get that, but that is a term that was created by people who don't make money. Look above and fail of 6,800. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So given that I've done okay today, not great, I'm not going to make any stupid moves that's going to lose that money that I already made. Yeah, a casino has house money, right? Exactly. You do not. No retail trader has house money. Yeah. I think we're going to take a run at that overnight high. If we could stay over 6,800, we'll take a run at that overnight high. Make sure you sell into strength, ladies and gentlemen. You want to sell into strength just because that's what nature intended. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Okay. Put your sell orders in because this thing could come apart like a cheap suit at any second. See? So we got a seller right before 6802. Let's see if it can stay above 6800. Now the problem with markets when they're trading at all-time highs is they're unpredictable, right? There is no institutional workup at these levels, right? There is no, this is uncharted territory. So the order flow will be unpredictable. That means the flow of customers coming into the store is not predictable like you usually have it in a balance range. So that means your risk should be in accordance with the unpredictable nature of the market, which means in simple hillbilly terms, don't be a dumbass. Okay? right? The fancy way is your risk should be coordinated, right, with what's going on in the market. Simple terms, don't be a dumbass. Okay? Keep your size small, manageable, right? Don't do dumb, stupid things. Don't chase price. Don't trade without stops. Don't try and predict where things are going to go, right? If your trade setup exists, take it, right? If my trade setup shows itself, I execute ruthlessly. If my trade setup doesn't exist, then I drink my coffee and I don't do anything stupid, right? Real simple. Look above and fail of 6,800 again. It's going to be choppy here because nobody really knows what to do. So trade carefully. Don't worry, right? There'll be opportunity. You just have to wait for it to present itself. I'm seeing a bit of a rotation here. Right? There's not a lot of follow through, right? There's not a lot of follow through. But there is incessant markup in these markets. Who is it? Somebody this morning was saying, oh, I think it was Jeff Park. He was saying Paul Tudor Jones says that this is like the 1999 market. There's only one difference. In 1999, BlackRock had $165 billion under management. Now they have 12 trillion. And all these large money management companies, you know, they're managing trillions of dollars. So it's not like they have to sell when the market liquidates, right? So that's the only difference. The warehousing of positions has completely changed the way this market trades. Nobody talks about it, right? Because people don't have to sell. They get margin loans. They don't want to pay capital gains. And their assets keep getting marked up every single quarter. Why would you sell? Right? And you can deduct the interest off your margin loans off your taxes. So there's a seller at 6802. Let's see if we hold those buyers at 6796, that area there. Right, I should redraw this box. It's kind of like there. This is a rotation. So the market makers, what they're doing is they're buyers here, and they're on the ask here. Is Bitcoin liquidating? Oh, that's good. I'd really like to buy some cheaper. There you go, Lear. Right, still, we got sellers here. Right, we're still got sellers at the top of these candles. Alex, is that's that's your learned opinion as a securities analyst? That's This is my research report for the fourth quarter. BTFD, Alex out. uh, so you can see this is where they were buyers. Here, they're selling here, right? You can clearly see it. And that's how they work a balance. That's why you get that two-sided trade. And you do that until more customers show up. Oh, we're going to go all week without any liquidation? Dear Lord. Let's see if we can get down to 96 half. Very sticky. There's 96 half. Should get rotation up now, right? Long 96 half, selling 98, 97 and 3/4. Wherever they take me, you want it, you got it. I'm flat. Just a couple of points. I knew there was going to be a seller right when we got back up there. Just did it with a couple of little micros. Offers moving lower, back to 96 and a half again. You will, right? Yeah, you definitely can, right? So watch that. Now, if you're long at the bottom of the box, you should be out probably a good half of your position by the eights, right? Because it's only going to flip over if those sellers see a ton of buyers, then they'll lift their offer over eight. In the meantime, sell them if you got them, right? Why not? I don't redraw my zones. What I'm trying to do, Mahesh, is I'm trying to show you two-sided trade and how a balance is created, right? It's created where they sell and then they stop selling, right? They sell, 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 stop selling. So trades that you want to take are the look below and fail, the look above and fail, back into the middle. Yeah, exactly, Dave. We just want to let them trade their big wide zone, work it out. Good bids at 95. Let's see if we can get back up. Eventually, this all falls apart, and we should get a bit lower. But remember, where's the position, right? Got a big position here. So technically, we should sell back down to 60, 788 and 3/4 level, and you can see very clearly that this is the position of the overnight. It's all here. It's being sold here. The difference is profit, right? So if they get into trouble, they'll sell it all the way back down to the close, right? Put it on sale. But they'll still be making money because they're long underneath 67.85. You see? This is distribution, right? If you don't know what distribution is, you know, a lot of people go, "Oh, you're a supply and demand trader." I'm like, "What else is there?" Right? What else? What other kind of trader is there? If you're not trading inventory, what are you trading? Right? Some pie in the sky theory? Right? There we go. Back up to that 98. 98.5. Good. Let gold go to 5,000. Then we can grab a shell, find a piece of moose pasture, and start drilling. Every 2 weeks we have a news release. Right? We're running out of buyers, folks. Right? Distribution, we're running out of buyers. We're running out of suckers. Right? Think about it that way. We can't sucker them into buying 98 anymore or 6,800. Let's see if they'll take it at 95. If they don't want to buy 95, we got to lower the price to 94. See? See? Look. Reluctant buyers, they're starting to back away. When they start to back away, you've got a lower price. Otherwise, you are holding a bunch of inventory that you can't sell. Right? What do they call that? What do you guys call that? What do you retail traders call that? When you get sucked into buying something, and you're just holding it long while it keeps going lower and lower. Holding bag holders, that's it. Right, so we got everyone bag holding over 96.5 long. They're starting to get a little upset. When they sell, we undercut them. Why? Because we paid 67.84 for it. Right? Right? So I sell you 500 contracts at 98. I still got 4,500 contracts priced underneath 84. You go to sell at 94, I'll take your legs out and sell 93 half. You go 93 half, I'll go 92. Eventually, you'll market order out. I'll buy it, flip it back up for 6 ticks, and go again. Cost basis. And that's why I like trading futures, because there's nobody with zero cost basis product in a futures market, not like stock. Drop it into VWAP. Right, so if you're shorting with the seller, look to cover a little bit once you get down to this 92. Hmm. Looking for the close as target. That's okay, Clear. We're to make it back. We're still in the first half hour period, folks. And thank you for bearing with me. The selling slowing down underneath 93. We've got some buyers that are front running the close. That's why 92.5 is bid right now. Oh. Yeah, I did. To be fair, I missed that 98 short down to 94. That's okay. What's the next order of business here? See if we start going sideways between 93 and 96. Then we might take another run at 98, 99. Let's see. Right? So prepare yourself. If we hold 93 and kind of go back and forth between 93 and 96, try and clean up some of that overhead inventory, then we might take a little run up to 98, 98 and a half. But if we can't get up and print 95 and a half, 96, that tells you that the sellers are a little, yeah, there's 96. There you go. Wow, that was faster than I thought. There you go. Now, how did I know that that was going to happen? It happened a lot quicker than I thought it would. But you could see, right? Right? Good, Matt. Good, good, good. Right? That is an inventory correction. Now, how many people do you think are short and adding to their short here? Right? In an uptrending market, the reason why pullbacks are buyable is because inventory is getting marked up. So a pullback is a small sale that allows the wholesalers to put it on sale and try and bring in some fresh meat. You know what I mean? Yeah, let me move the screen up here. Now, if enough of our friends have shorted it, we should go rip the overnight high. Let's go see. Okay. Let's see where they sell into it now. Yep. Right at the white line. Quelle surprise. Exactly. Original, exactly. The pullback is a loss leader, right? It brings in the buyers. There you go. Now you're cooking with gas. It's exactly what it is. Nice. No problem. See, I always think if people can compare what's going on in a market to what's really going on in commerce, it's a lot easier to visualize it. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of squiggly lines on a page or on a screen, you know? Hang on, Moran, one sec. Let me get you the tracks buying. And let's see, now do we have another? Let's see if it holds 93. Buying begets buying. Boiler Room 101, Josh. Boy, oh boy. Now, if we break, that's a poor low, ladies and gentlemen, in B period. If we break VWAP, we're going to be looking for 86. Okay? Right now, we've got a rotation. Right? We've just got rotation, really, and I'm sorry, that rotation is really kind of here. I got to say I'm short biased. But if that poor low holds, then my short bias goes out the window. Here we go. Watch that poor low. Broke it. We'll be looking for VWAP at 91 half. I'd feel much better shorting it if we get underneath 50. I'm not 50, 90, sorry. Good grief, what's going on with my eyes? Because we're getting responsive buying at VWAP just where this area here, you see? That little position? But once we break into that and break underneath, we should come down to 86. You're shorting, put your bids in at 91 and see if you can get a fill. If you can't get filled at 91 right now on the bid, you might have to take the offer a little bit. Oh. If you're short and you're bidding for product, if the market can't get down and take out your bid and hit your bid, that means there's not enough supply and you should take the offer. Oh, I'd love to see the previous day low. I think that would be very healthy. Here we go, looking for 88 and 3/4. Now, if they sell into it at 91, we're okay for lower. But it's having trouble getting lower because there's so much responsive buying at the close. We need to get accepted underneath 89 half to get a good continuation. Come on, there we go. There we go. Come on. Uh, come on. One tick short. All right, what did we print? 89/4. Or 89. We printed 89. Try a small 89 3/4 long, selling 91 half. Oh, scratch. There's a seller right there. So I scratched that. See if we can hold the close. it'll creep back up to 91, 91, 92, but there's that seller right there at 91.5 because VWAP has turned into resistance now instead of support. Right? And you don't have to trade this. I'm trading the micro in here to see what the reactions are and whether or not what I'm thinking is working. But I'm not going to spend more than 10, 15 bucks to do it. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was just a little early. 88 and 3/4 is a big level for me. Represents a change in business. So let's see if it holds that. Because all the overnight position is underneath it. It is a real dog's breakfast. This price action is horrible. But I have to keep you guys entertained, right? Hmm. Okay, folks. Nicely done, Raj. Nicely done. Man, it is amazing how many bots are on Twitter now. It's crazy. Yeah, it just went crazy. Huh? The strange messages I get. Okay, folks. Holding 68, 67, 88 and 3/4 is not good for the shorts. This is what I'm talking about. If everyone's wondering what the hell I'm talking about. This level here, 67, 88 and 3/4. Our low is not 89, right? And the reason why that level is big because it's the top of this big zone, the bottom of which is 65.47 half. So these big, massive, longer term zones. And the next, this one goes from 67, 88, 3/4 all the way up to 7,030. So that's why these levels are important for me. Now, these levels are from COVID. They still work. As you can see, it held by one tick. So I'll take a tick. I can work with that. And who was asking? Mahesh. That's why this balance stuff works, because it's about cost basis, right? Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, Dan, right? She's still around. Is Janet Jackson still alive? I don't know. It's hard to. I don't know anything about pop stuff anymore. Oh, looking for 96.5, or actually the open will be the next logical place for a target. She has a residency in Vegas. Oh, I guess that's what happens with older pop stars. They get one of those Vegas deals, right? Like Canada's national treasure, Celine Dion. No, are you? Now there's a business that makes the stock market look genteel. The music industry and Hollywood, those two entertainment business, they make Wall Street look like choir boys. Another rotation. Oh, as you can see, this is not the best trading environment, right? Just when you get a rotation, it breaks down. Then you get another rotation and it breaks. Then everybody gets short and everybody gets trapped, and then it breaks up to 67.95. Trade less when it's like this, right? Nice. Well done, Colin. 96 to 91. Beautiful. Beautiful trade. So once again, we've got another all-time high in the overnight, which according to the market profile creators, they say that that's not a true all-time high. It has to be made in RTH according to them. And back down underneath VWAP. Now, let's see if 88 and 3/4 holds, or does it fold? Hold or fold? Bit slow, folks. Apologies for the crappy price action. Please write to your congressman. They'll be happy to help. Yeah, we're still in distribution. Let's see. Not much to do here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, congressmen aren't working? Oh, okay. That's convenient. Ugh. Don't get sucked into, don't get angry, don't get anxious, okay? Now, this is the time where you got to keep your cool, right? This is where you got to keep your cool, right? It serves you no good at all getting worked up. Just keep your cool. If you're the kind of person who gets really worked up, right? If you can't chill out, get away from the screen, right? If you're like a really hyperactive person, right? Just get away from the screen. Do yourself a favor, get away from the screen when it's like this, right? If you've had too many coffees, you know, just take a chill pill, all right? It's okay. There'll be lots of opportunity, right? There will be. Just trust me. Just take a chill pill. Oh, this is horrible, right? There's no way I'm trading that. Now, if you're a calm trader and you come in and you see this, that's like automatic coffee break. That is what we call the coffee break pattern, right? Yeah, like when Jam, he's all like he's perfect example, right? He is like when he's too amped up and he shouldn't be trading, he's like it's like a raccoon got into the garbage and ate a bunch of amphetamines, right? And he's just going 300 miles an hour, right? Do not trade when that's happening. Just chill out. No reason for you to be in there. Right? There's no business reason to trade this. And that will save you a lot of money. You know, it'll save you a lot of money knowing when not to trade. I know it's boring, but this is exactly what we talked about before the open. Just let it be. Find something else to amuse yourself. Walk the dog, go to the gym. Just relax. You're going to save so much money if you don't trade this. Just wait for a little bit better price action. Right? We'll get there. Whew. Hey, Raj, it's like this market is run by British Rail. uh, uh, sorry, folks, the train is canceled. Yeah. Well, folks, what we'll do is we'll wrap it up a little early if it just keeps doing this. It's just drifting lower and lower. I haven't even looked at any equities this morning. Does anybody have any questions? Thanks, Timo. We appreciate you folks. Come by the trading syndicate. And, for those who are looking to trade other things, we have other product as well. We have equities, crypto, oil, gold, so feel free to come in and take advantage of that stuff. And we'd love to have you come learn how to trade in a decent environment. We'll teach you how to actually make money. And we'll show you how not to lose a lot of money, too. Wouldn't that be nice for a change? Trade intelligently, make your money, and then be able to enjoy life. Thanks, everyone. We're going to drop down. I'd be looking for 86. Oh, we could stay on here for another couple of minutes. But boy, that has got to be one of the slowest 4-point sell-offs I've ever seen. Gee whiz. Finally took out 88 and 3/4. If we accept under 88 and 3/4, look for rotation down. Right? The overnight point of control is here, sorry. Right? And check that overnight low. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, wonderful trading day. Appreciate you all. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.